0.
Hi Daya, we are not able to hear you if you are talking.
There. Are you bringing your screen on right now?
I'm not able to see his screen though.
Yeah, me neither. I was just wondering.
I think he left.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, Daya. Yeah,
No, ma'am. Actually,
yeah,
there
we can.
got internet issue, ma'am. Just give us 5 minutes, ma'am. We will join in 5 minutes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
And coming to Preeti, ma'am, do you have any issue, ma'am, in server access?
Yes, I do. I do have issues.
Ma'am,
And
can you please come in Skype, ma'am, after the session? I will help you.
Skype. Is there any other way I can do? My Skype doesn't work on my laptop.
Yes, ma'am. Could you please share your phone number, ma'am? I will get back to you by phone number after the session.
Okay, my phone number is 469 344 6678.
469. Can you please spell it, ma'am? 469
344 6678.
344 6678. Yeah, sure, ma'am. I will get back to you, ma'am, after the session.
This is a 2-hour class, though.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
It will be 10 o'clock here in US, my time.
Ma'am, actually, what is the issue, ma'am, in server access?
So I was able to get into the desktop, the one you said, but then it says, go to tech DEC 27, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
It's not even in there in that system. That system is not there.
Okay, ma'am. I will talk to trainer, ma'am. He will guide you, ma'am.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, Sonu.
No, sir. I am
Sonu,
Rajendra.
able to
Sir.
hear me?
Yes, sir. I can
Yes,
hear you.
Hi, Preeti. Any problem?
Yeah, sir. I'm still not able to get in the system. I was asking for their help. I downloaded the remote desktop and everything else, but I can check with them later. That's fine. We can go ahead with the classroom.
Hi, Preeti. Any issue or still in the system access or something?
Yeah, system access is the problem.
Okay. So 1610, I think Randa is working, right? The server which you.
Yeah, it's working, sir. It's working fine.
That is working, Rajendra, but the problem is we can't do anything with that server. I am able to log in to that one, but as I told you, Daya, there's
Can you
no
please just do
data
one
at
thing,
all.
ma'am? Can you please just drop us email, ma'am, with a screenshot? I will reply back to
So
your
what
email.
what we'll do is, Rajendra, so we will build
Yes, ma'am.
the
Yes, sir.
system. We need to build the system both the sides. Okay. So I think in the 1610, they're getting problem because of they have refreshed the server completely. They don't have, there is no data at all.
Okay.
Today again, even in my server also same thing, they refreshed. So what is happening here is basically this server, the vendor is providing any vendor in the market, basically outside people will give the service to other people as well, and when that data is loaded, they'll refresh the things. So once it is refreshed, then everything will be gone from the system. So again, we need to build up the system. That is a problem. Basically, always we are getting a problem. Even now, the 1610 also is a problem. So even in my server also, today they refreshed. I mean, somebody is from the client and somebody has done the changes, and all the things are gone now. So whatever we build up in the last couple of sessions, and all the things are gone. So again, we need to go and refresh, and we need to do everything. We need to again do from the scratch. So this unfortunately we are not able to avoid this because of those vendors are from outside. So anyway, Randra, what we will do is we will build the system again in the 1610. I think there is no data at all in the 1610 because it is already refreshed. Got my
Yes, sure,
point?
sir. We will do after the session, sir.
Yeah, this session also, because of there is no data at all. So I mean, again, because we are middle of the things now, so we are covering the topic of asset accounting, which is needed a couple of things from the others end, right? So we need to again build the system from the scratch. So I think I'm saying sorry for today's session. I mean, we cannot continue this today's session because of this problem. So they
Can
already
we?
refresh the data. They refresh the
Mm,
data and that both the systems. There is no data at all because of there is an issue
okay.
in the server. So just now I checked with the vendors, basically both the vendors. So there is no data. We need to
Daya,
build up again. Yeah, madam. Yeah, go ahead.
is that okay? Like if you don't have the system today, is it okay? Like we will continue with the next topic where we have the theory, like a migration something,
No problem.
and then we can come back to asset accounting later and go through everything when you have a system in a day or two. Okay, instead of losing the time, because we didn't had a class on Thursday, and again if we lose today tomorrow, then again like we have only 2 classes this week, and then we will lose again until
No
next
problem. No
Monday. We
problem.
have to wait.
I understand. So in case if it is possible for you today also, or today again, I think today is evening for you. So tomorrow morning. So for me today evening, so also possible. Or we will continue the session tomorrow on the migration part. Basically, what I planned is migration part when we go to the topics and then finally we cover things will be covered. Rest of the things we can cover in the migration part. But anyway, it is urgent for you. I understood. Basically, you are going to be attend the interview. Let's cover the migration part. Either it is Sabriti or if it is okay for Preeti also, then we will cover the migration part first tomorrow. Then we will go ahead with other topics in next day onwards.
Okay, yeah, instead of canceling the classes, I wanted you to just at least we'll continue with the migration topic.
Yeah, migration also, if you wanted to see from the system. So, okay, anyway, the theoretical things we will see from the migration today.
Yeah, yeah,
Tomorrow
okay.
we will continue this. That's good. Okay, no problem. Rajendra, anyway, system access point of view, if still you are not able to go into the system, that means you are not able to log in into the system, that is a problem. If you are able to log in into the system, then that is a data problem which already they refreshed. Again, we need to build up the system. So that I will try to build up the system, but I will check the vendor. So is that vendor, and we need to do something else also from his end. So that we will do together, and again we will give the same system to you.
Yes,
And
sure, sir.
or you can use my system also. My system also is completely refreshed now. I need to build up my system as well. Both the system, there is no data at all now. Again, we will build up the system today, and tomorrow onwards you can either you access this or that is not a problem. So either you access my what is the server I given earlier. So anyway, I will this time I will try to build the system in the this and that both as well. Whatever you want, you can go ahead with that. And today, as you said and requested, just we will go to the topics of
Okay, sir.
the
Please continue the
migration part.
session, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine, Rajendra. Okay, we'll sync up with Srikanth, Rajendra on these topics. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir. We will sync up. Yes, sir. We'll
So
talk with
system
the
point of
Srikanth
view,
after
there
this,
are
sir.
a couple of issues. Even I have seen the issues that we will check with Srikanth and we will talk later after the session.
Okay, sir.
Thanks, Rajendra. Thanks for your support. Yeah. Migration we will see today. So, Preeti, is it okay for you? I think
Yeah, I'm
migration.
okay. I'm okay. We can go ahead.
Okay, fine then.
I didn't go to work today, so I was actually ready to go to spend 2 hours. So
Okay. So that's what even I thought it should not be migration things I kept somewhere.
So they have before for the certification, when you're actually going, through, just tell us the topics that would be in that could come in the certification as you go. Like point those out, so we
Okay.
can just keep a note of that. And
I'll
also,
do one thing. I
yeah,
I I prepared long back some documents. I will check all those things. Certification, some of the dump. I mean, the questionnaire is there. Okay, that questionnaire again I will prepare. So
that would be
those
really nice. Yeah.
that number of questions, for example, if you take 500 questions, so then I think if you able to answer those questions, then definitely you will 100% you will get, you can secure in the certification also.
So you
I
will give us
will
questions and answers.
question and answers. I
Okay.
will prepare the document. So then I will share with you. But there are no answers I think in that. But I will prepare the answers as well. So there are a couple of dumps we earlier when I used to, I mean, had basically this information I got it from someone else. I kept it somewhere. So then I will let me check that information. Then I will share with you all the questions plus along with answers.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds
And
good.
interview questions point of view also I'm touching upon all the topics during the topics. That's why I'm asking sometimes you questions and sometimes I'm taking in the other way, and we are checking simulating in the different ways, because of those areas basically people will try to make you confused and all those things. But interview questions and things also, because I am also part of panel, I knows how we, I mean, we will check the things from either it is from the each and every concept point of view. Okay, so those two things end of this session, or I mean, whenever I have a time, I will prepare that and I will share with you those two information. One side is interview questions, and another thing is which is important for you for the certification.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
And
and
the recordings you
yeah,
sent, thank you so much for sending those recordings. And those were downloaded copies, so I think I could open those, but I still have to go through them. So
okay.
from the missing ones were session 2, session 5, and session 9. If you can send those also.
Section.
Two sessions we missed. I mean, the third session I
2
have.
and 5, 2, 5, and 9 were missed. Today is the 10th session.
Okay, so fine. Those three sessions, just I mean, two sessions we missed that I have already. So that also I'll share with you. But one more session, I just you can reply my mail. So which session you I missed in that. So that
Okay,
again I will
sounds good.
attach and I will send it to you.
Okay.
Okay. So migration topics. I mean, I wanted to, but it is a bit urgent for you. But I don't know whether you will be it will be comfortable or not, because step by step I mean, prepare the curriculum in the way of step by step kind of thing. So now again we are going middle of the things, but whatever the topics we are already covered on those things, you will see the migration part. I think that will be the clear picture, and rest of the things we did not touch upon. Definitely, it will be a bit difficult for you to understand. But I mean, anyway, I will try to cover that couple of things, or interview point of view or whatever. Let's see those documents I kept somewhere. Let me see. Kept those. It is good we take it in the end, but it is urgent. But I'll cover those things now. Maybe some of the topics we completely have a nil I mean, knowledge kind of, because I did not touch upon any other those points. So that's why it will be definitely a bit difficult to digest on all those points. But whatever the topics we covered on the till asset accounting, so those things we will see from the migration things. Documents, let me check those documents somewhere. Kept it.
Hello?
Hi, Preeti. Yeah, I think Daya has left again. I'm waiting.
Oh. Do you have an interview, Nirmala?
I've actually started looking outside, but especially only in Atlanta for now, because like this is the time, right? My company, they've decided they don't want to do HANA until 3-4 years. If I just stuck up there, I just will be doing the same thing again and again. That's why I started applying outside.
So
If you don't catch up now, then you'll be like in the back burner, right?
yeah.
And I was working for them almost like 8 years, and it's
Okay.
like doing the same stuff again and again, right?
You were supporting the FICO module?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's why it's better. Like when now the market opens, right? For the HANA, there are not much people, and if you have knowledge, then it's easy.
Exactly. And a lot of companies will be migrating to HANA.
To HANA, yeah.
No, I think
Once you-
certification is, will you be getting your certification?
I have not yet planned it, but it's not like really mandatory certification as
It's
long
not,
as like you.
but it's always good to have, you know?
Yeah, it is good to, it's good to have, but like see, like it may take another month or so until we complete all these classes and then prepare for it and do it.
Yeah, it's a big issue with the system and all that, right?
Yeah, and we should have time also, right? Like evening will like only evenings we have some time and having
Actually,
classes,
yeah,
reading.
we don't have time. Time is the biggest shortage for me.
Yeah, and weekends like you have other stuff.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Yeah, at least we start with some project. You gain like 5-6 months experience, one migration, then you are good. Nobody really cares about the certification as long as we are, because we already know the SAP system, right? We just need to know the migration, what need to take care of the migration, then
And what
you could
changes there
successfully.
are, also, right?
Yeah, that's why then we could work. It's not like big deal, like kind of, because when you get enough experience, you know how to figure it out once you get errors.
That's true. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn was. I am also on LinkedIn actually. It is with my full name, Nirmala Eddulpalli.
That will be difficult for me to find. Why don't you
Okay,
find
what is Preeti?
Bajaj?
I know somebody by that name. You have like ERP project manager, Dallas Fort Worth area.
Yeah.
Toyota.
Yeah.
Okay, I found you.
Okay.
I sent the connection.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, okay, you are with Toyota. Okay, good. I worked for HP in Houston, like 2008-9 sometime.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, we were in Houston. Yeah.
That's nice.
My son went for his kindergarten. He was graduated from his kindergarten from Houston.
Can we stop this recording by somehow?
We cannot. I don't know why. They've just started and they left.
Okay.
Rajender? They haven't given the permission, it looks like. Only they kept the permission.
Mm-hmm.
Your company is doing HANA right now?
No, they're actually not. They are looking into an ERP system. So
Oh,
they
okay.
hired me thinking it's going to be SAP, but we're still in analysis phase. So I hope they select SAP.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If not, then I just want to be, because I have my experience in SAP throughout. So I mean, I just want to make sure I upgrade myself too and get at
Hmm.
least get certification, and so
Good.
because that also that's my field, right? So
Yeah.
if Toyota doesn't implement SAP, then I gotta just see what I want to do.
Yeah, then you have to end up being in the project management.
Yeah, I don't want to be project manager for other fields, right? I want to be project manager for SAP only,
Oh,
because
oh, okay.
that's my area, right? I want to
Otherwise,
manage.
you'll forget it. Like if you lose it like 1, 2 years, if you don't use SAP, you forget it
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I mean, I work in a FICO for like last 12 years, so or so. I
Yeah.
don't want to just start something else, but they're analyzing right now, so hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think, yeah, majority of the companies will go with SAP, or else they have to go with JD Edwards. But many people still go with SAP because now it has HANA also, right?
Yeah.
Cloud based.
Mhm. Right. But the problem with cloud-based is the public cloud only SAP has access to the configuration. I mean, what is the requirement? There's no requirement for um, functional people.
Yeah, kind of, because they maintain, but like still companies, they have a lot of enhancements or customizations according to their things. That's why they still named it like kind of, they'll go like hybrid version on-premise as well as cloud.
Only with on-premise version of functional people will be required.
We can work, yeah. That's why many companies, I feel they'll go with hybrid version. It's like at least the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, they do have the customization, right? It's like plain vanilla SAP won't work for everybody.
Exactly. Right. But SAP says it will work.
Works
There,
means they say, okay, do this, only do this, but the users are used
they
on
SAP
with so
is
many ways.
trying
Yeah,
SAP is trying very hard to sell public cloud.
I know. But users are like, it easy. It's not easy. Like for them, like they were like so many years they wanted to do certain way. They wanted that way only.
Yeah. Okay, I think Pierre is not coming back, so maybe we should just drop.
Rajender, are you there? See, that's
Yes,
why,
ma'am.
like, I feel, yes. Is Daya going to join the class? Because,
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Actually, he is restarting the server, ma'am, system, ma'am. Actually,
okay,
he said that he will join in 2 minutes, ma'am.
no problem. Okay,
Jimmy, can
okay.
you delete this recording because you were just talking? I don't know what is being recorded right now because this is not a session.
No, ma'am. We are not recording, ma'am. Actually,
It is. It says it is recording. We don't
no,
have
ma'am.
access to not to
Yeah.
record. Can you give us access like so that we could stop when there is no class?
Yes, ma'am. We give an option to record you, ma'am. Actually,
No, we don't have actually.
1 minute, ma'am. I will give presenter access. Can you show me your screen? Yes, ma'am. Can you please just share your screen?
Says I need to download extension to this app to do the presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Click on
I
yes.
don't want. No, I don't want to do that. No.
No, ma'am. No need.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you
Tell
please
me
just
where I need to go. Where I need to go to record that one. Where we can.
ma'am, on right side below you are getting option like switch to desktop version, ma'am? Switch to desktop
Switch to
version.
desktop. Yeah, switch to desktop.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Just
that
click
one
on the
also I
switch to
need to.
desktop version, ma'am. Now you will get the recording option, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Because we are not in desktop portion.
Yes, Preeti, can you share your screen, ma'am? Hello. Hello.
Yeah, if I share my screen, can everybody see it?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Only Nirmala can see your screen, ma'am.
Okay. Somebody joined.
Nirmala, ma'am. Nirmala. Yes, ma'am. Can you share your
Okay.
screen, ma'am? Yes, ma'am. I'm able to see your screen. Okay, now click on username. Just click on that option, ma'am.
So if I go here,
Mm-hmm.
are you able to still see it?
Yes, ma'am. I can see your screen.
So if I go here and if I go here and I go here,
So we will see the migration part of it. I'm getting great sound. Hello. Yeah, now it is fine. So let's see the migration things. But as we not completed all the I mean concepts, so some of the things which we covered definitely you will understand clearly. But some of the things which we are not covered, so those things will be difficult to digest you. But anyway, I will try to cover all the things as it is bit of urgent. See a couple of things I mean which we already covered, so those things we will see. So migration point of view, we have three parts basically: pre-migration, and I will show you a couple of things later basically which we are using in the internal things, some of the templates which will we create and how we will take care and what are the checks we will do. But those things we cannot I mean only internal things, but this is my system, internal system only. My internal system I will show you that, but only the thing is that I cannot share those things. Make you a more real kind of, then I will share you those information as well. But the topic point of view basically is a migration things we will do. We will check the pre-migration. These are the prepare for the migration. So in the while preparing for the migration, we need to do taking care of all these things. So those one by one we will go through. So we need to I'm there online or okay, right. So okay, so fine. First we need to do the we need to check the customizing settings for part of prepare for the migration. That means pre-migration. So we need to check the customization settings for prior to migration. These settings we need to check. So we need to define the message types for the posting before the during migration, and also we need to do preparation for the migration of customizing for general ledger and activation of SAP reference IMG for financial accounting new. And also, and anyway this new is gone now, so okay. So check and adopt fiscal year variants and migrate general ledger accounting customization and define settings for ledger and currencies types, and define ledger for CO versions, and define document type for posting and controlling, and define document types for mapping variant for CO business transactions, and check the define default values for posting controlling. All these settings we need to do. We'll see one by one. This is a pre-setup which we are doing before the migration preparation which we are doing, and after that what we will do is activate of the business functions and prepare and migrate for customizing of asset accounting. We need to do all the sub modules we need to take in care here. Preparation migration for the customizing of controlling. So these things which we are not covered, and some of the things which we already covered, so that will be straightforward for you. And after that then we will go for the migration. Then from migration what we need to take in care also we will see. So migration during the migration basically we will regenerate the CDS views which we we covered some couple of times. We discussed on the CDS views. The existing tables will be converted to the CDS views, and after the migration also you can access these tables. So how this during the migration how these tables will be converted to the CDS views. So And after that, the internal redirects, internal enhancement will redirect to your new architecture tables, and those things, how we are managing this and where we are doing this, and we'll all these things we'll see. And the migration of cost elements and check consistencies of GL accounts and cost elements. These are all during the migration we will see. And migration of secondary cost elements to the chart of account, and display status of migration of cost elements, and migration of default account assignment, adapt authorizations, define authorizations for the profile, and technical checks and transactional data, analyze the transactional data. All these things we will see during the migration. Okay, and migration of enrichment of data, basically when you, for example, in case you have not implemented document splitting earlier, you are doing the document splitting. For example, that point of time you will, or you already there in the on the document splitting part and the usual concept, then we need to enrich those. For example, you are using the profit center accounting, that we need to enrich for all the profit center or segmental reporting, all those things we need to enrich for all the document splitting characteristics. And these things also we will see, and check migration of the documents and display status of the check migration documents, migration of line items into the data structure, migration accounting document to universal general structure. So all these things during the migration we can see. Also we will migrate the balances, and also migration balances and migration, these are all we will see, and calculation of the depreciation and total values, calculation depreciation values, and all this. And after that we will see activities after migration. These things we will, with these things we will perform. So transfer of application indexes and display status of transfer of application indexes, for due dates for FI documents, and fill the offsetting account in FI documents, and display status of the filling of offsetting accounting FI documents. And all these things we will do after migration. Okay, and we will install some of the nodes. So those information also I shared, in this document. We will see all those things. So preparation for the migration, we will go step by step in the system as well. After the installation of S4 Hana, either this is I prepare for the whole document, but either this is same for all the versions. Okay, this is same for all the version, either it is 1503 or 1709, it looks same. And menu, and we need to go to this. So where we are doing this, let's go to the system. So as it is a demo, we will have certain limitations, but I will try to explain you what exactly we are doing there, and try to make more live, and have some templates which we are using in the real time. That is all confidential, but anyway, I'll share with you in the offline, not in the recording things, because those are all or with my logo and all, it is there. Therefore, for the pre-migration, the preparation for the migration point of view, we need to do all these things. Okay. So we need to go for preparation of migration of customizing general ledgers. So same thing we can see here, preparation and migration for the customization, and we will see the step by step what exactly we are doing here. Okay. So in this step, basically what we will do is we will see check customizing settings for the pre for the migration. We need to check this program, this report, basically raspberry underscore migration underscore pre-check. This is same for program for all the versions. Okay, and after that now after installation, now we should execute it for recheck. So let's do that. Okay, this is a program where we can check everything is looking perfect or not. Okay. So this okay, this particular report we have in our implementation, basically we have executed before an installation of S4 Hana on-premise version 15.03 or 17.01, whatever it is same. Now after installation we should execute it for recheck. That means everything will be looks perfect, then we can able to see the information in the screen. Let's analyze something there. Okay, I think it will be, there are a couple of other things also will come, but now it should be in the green, so the preparation, then we can able to proceed further. Then define the message types for the postings. So here the message types, basically we will we need to define the message types for the postings before and during the migration. So in this customization, this activity, basically we need to define the users are informed by the message when they wanted to post in the system, although the migration has not been set to finished. Enter the work area has been FIMI in the selection continue. So then these message types will basically we are using because of, so for all these application areas, whenever the system, the migration point of view is ready, so then this with this message types, so by using this message types, it will be triggered to the user to proceed further kind of. Okay, and you can see those. Okay, for enter work in, let's see those things as well.
So there, all these instructions are step by step in your document?
Yeah, it is there in my document. I will share you this document also with you, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, this message types basically we are creating, and but some of the things we cannot execute in the system because already it is some of the steps we already performed and some of the steps we cannot perform also. And then so data migration not finished and update, that's what, whether it is error or it is for the batch imports and all those stuff we are updating here. Okay, these things we will just a minute. Hello, yeah, Randra. Okay. Preeti, your server issue is resolved, so just check and you confirm, no? So basically, that's what Rajendra is confirmed me.
Okay, I can check in after I log in later.
Okay. So with this particular program, what we will do is we will once we executed this program, so then we can see the new path of S4 Hana, whatever the new path is coming, so that we can populate by executing this particular program. A couple of things which you will not understand now, so I will not touch upon those points, but whatever we can understand, that we will see today, and rest again we will see on some other day. So this is the only migration, this is the new path. So from, for example, on your classic system, some path will be there. For example, your real-time integration, that will be moved out, and something is coming on your currency type settings and all those stuff is coming, right? So the new path will be populated when you executed this program. If you not execute this program, then it will be not populated. Okay. And this is a program which we are using for it. And check it out for the fiscal year variant. So this we are using for, we are checking whether the fiscal year point of view, the inconsistencies are there or not. So when we see it, for example, if I can say my controlling area is, all my data is gone. Okay, is displaying okay. So OB05. No changes for, that means if there are any inconsistencies, because inconsistencies between in the fiscal year variant from your FI to CO, then it will pop up. So then we need to rectify all those things. So we need to prepare in such a way system that it should not be, we should not see any inconsistencies for the fiscal year variant for in between your CO and FI. Okay, now I don't have any inconsistencies, that's why it is not showing anything. If I say it for other company code, no changes required for the fiscal year variant, and everything looks perfect for this as well. Let's see for all the company codes, and then it will show you some errors as well. And take it up to yeah. If there are inconsistencies, then only it will show. But I don't think there is inconsistency, and everything is looking perfect. So that's the reason it's not showing anything. If there are any inconsistencies, then we need to check upon, and then we need to change accordingly. And define currency settings for the migration. So this is a completely new thing. So this we need to also set up. And here, so the migration of the unified journal entry requires a unique fiscal year variant in controlling and financials. In case if you use a particular finance, fiscal year variant in finance, and if it is different from controlling module, then we need to again rectify all those things. We need to take care of all those things. That should be sync up with your finance and controlling module. So in this activity, basically you need to compare the fiscal year variant between the controlling area and their, whether it is assigned. Those company codes which are assigned to the controlling area must and should be sync up with your your controlling module. So for example, I am assigning three company codes to my controlling area. So one company code fiscal year variant is differed from other two company codes. Then I cannot assign that company code which is differing from my controlling area. So that I need to take in care. So if there any inconsistencies, you cannot do the migration. So those things we are checking here, whether everything is looking perfect or not. In case if it is not perfect, then you cannot do the migration. We need to take in care before we go to the migration. That's what we are doing. All the we are all doing all the pre-checks here. Okay, got it? Any doubts here? And also the migration of general ledger customization. So this activity, okay, the following migration: company code, currency settings, and fiscal year variant, open settings of all these things we need to check here. And let's see that as well. So and here for the exchange rate type, whether which one we are taking care. For example, if we wanted to go with moving average price or whatever, that we need to define here. Okay, and this is for the fiscal year for CO. This is for previously CO specific currencies, and for previously CO specific transaction currencies also. What we need to take into consideration, either it is according to FI currency customization or according to CO approach. So those both the things are possible here. So if we say it is use document currency in all valuations, and this is for previous CO, this is for transactions, this is for specific currencies. So this is for currencies, this is for transactions. So there's two options you have: use the document currency for all the valuations, or calculate the transaction currency for each parallel valuations. So generally we will take according to FI currency customization, we will take, and this is for use document currency for all the valuations we will take. Okay, so then migration for the general ledger. Okay, this we'll see. The currencies types, which the way which we created, in the same way we need to create. And before that, all these errors, whatever the real time, if you these are all we made it yellow. That means only warning message kind of things. but in the real time basically it is not warning. This will be come as red only. That means it will stop you for the migration. Unless you rectify all these things, you cannot go for the migration activities. So I will show you a couple of examples here. For example, my here the currency types 11 defined for the company code dependent, but you have entered in the global currency conversion settings. This is not allowed. So all these currency settings we need to define in the proper way. For any of the company code, if there is a problem, either it is currency, or you can see currency conversion settings for T030 and it is not defined properly. So we should define in such a way that whatever we discussed in during our session, so in the same way we need to define and we need to set up the system, then only it can able to proceed us to for the migration. So for example, this you can see, and also there is a splitting point of view, also some of the errors we can see, because we have so all these errors we need to rectify before we go for the migration. We need to do the setup in the proper way, then we need to check this pre setup, everything is looking fine or not. So in everything looks fine, then you will not see any other warning or error messages, then you can able to proceed further. The ledger setting for the 0L company code is T1 60 has been added, but the currency conversion settings are not yet defined for the company code SAT1. That's what we have not defined. This is, I mean, inconsistencies. So you can see for this company code. That's why it is giving the error message. So these are all the things we need to rectify before we go to the migration from currencies point of view. Okay. And above, basically these are all see define settings for generalized currency types. This is already discussed. But ledger for CO versions, we need to set up all the things for the CO versions, which we already discussed on this point. So in the same way, we need to do the setup for CO versions as well. Okay. Here. So assignment of ledgers to the company code and accounting principles, this we need to take in care here. So we need to assign according to our requirement, business requirement, we need to do the setup here for all the accounting principles and ledgers mapping and all those stuff. And also we need to define our ledgers for CO version and CO version, how we need to set up and all these things we have discussed in the initial session. Those are all the maximum possible ways which we need to define and finalize the things for especially for the CO version and all. And define the document type for posting for controlling. So these are also the CO document type which we need to be prepared. This is also new configuration which we need to be set up. So then only we can able to proceed further on the migration part. And define document type for mapping CO business transactions. This is also we already seen. So this is a variant which we need to create it, and we need to map all the business transactions for the document type. And in case if it is a cross company code, then it is CC. Generally in the real time we are using the CC, but by default it is showing as CO. Okay. And check and define default values for the posting controlling. So that's what. So I think we have seen this as well, right? And in the initial class, as the first class, basically at that point of time we have tracked some of the information there in the table where we are not giving the dates. I mean the dates point, the validity date point of view for the cost element. We have not given anything there, but it is picking the dates, the validity dates. It is tracking in the table as this. So 1900. So this is coming with this particular step. So the cost element validity period, even we are not giving anywhere, but it is validating in. I mean, it is tracking in the tables in the backend because of we are executing this step. We are validating in a single step. This at that point of time I said we will discuss during the migration point of time. So in the migration in the single step we will do this for the document type for the mapping variant for the company code. Then it will be I mean when you see from the front end, so it will be validated, and this also will be tracked under the tables. And define offsetting accounting for definition of offsetting account determination for always display offsetting account with the highest amount or lowest amount, whatever. So generally we will take always highest amount. Okay, do not display the offsetting account or display the offsetting account for clearly specified, or always display the offsetting account with highest amount. So these are the 4 options we will have for the offsetting account determination. So always we will take this in the real time. Okay, and define source ledgers for migration of balances. So during the when you are migrating the balances, which ledger, which source ledger for the migration which you need to do, give, which source ledger you need to consider for that. So for that we will do the setup here. So which is the source ledger and for which company code and which fiscal year, and all the what is the ledger and what is the source ledger and what is the company code and what is the fiscal year, which fiscal year you are doing. So all these things we need to take in care here. Okay, and check and define settings for the subsequent cost of sales accounting. So this also we will see later now. So this we will see later. Basically this is costing relevant one which we are not covered. So, and check of the define settings for the controlling area. So this we need to check for the controlling area settings, so everything is looking perfect or not. So this is also mandatory kind of things which we need to define the controlling area. We need to assign company cost to controlling area, and all those parameters which we are maintaining in the classic, that's also need to take in care. So your fiscal year variant and posting period variant and also chart of account should be same between your company codes, whatever you are going to be assigned for your controlling area. Those rules will be matched. Then only you can able to migrate. Otherwise, you will see a lot of errors in the migration part during the migration. And finally, we need to execute the consistency for check for the general ledger accounting. So in the same way, see, there are inconsistencies. So this we need to rectify before we go to the migration. So there are a lot of inconsistencies we can see here. So all these we need to rectify. For example, we can see the problems from the currencies, and so currency conversion settings for us is missing for company code. That means there is no conversion settings we have defined for 00007. Because we are not working on all the other company codes, we are only working on our company codes which were created. So for them we did not see any errors. Basically for other company codes which are not there the setup in the system, for that we can see all these errors. So in the real time also, basically for all the things which we need to set up and all the things we need to rectify before all these things, especially in the currency setup, you will face a lot of things, and also other things also you will face a lot of errors. All these things we need to set up. So there are so many company codes are not set up properly. So for our company codes also something we are missing. So in these ledger settings, the ledger OL company code RB0 for currency 30 has been added, but the currency conversion settings are not yet defined for the company code RB05. Okay, and define the currency set 30 currency RB05 migration. Okay, I think we have refreshed the data, so all things are gone. That's why it is giving this message. But generally we have done that properly. But now the system is completely refreshed. So now there is no data at all. So that's the reason it is giving that message. So we need to. I will show you a couple of other possible error messages where we'll get. One thing is currency setup, and also the inconsistencies between the fiscal year variant, which I discussed in the previous step. So those things also we need to take in care here. And also ledger group 0L may not be contain ledger 0L. That means the ledger groups creation also will be make sense here. That which mean when you set up the ledger group, it should follow a couple of things. For example, I shown in the initializations, basically when you should not extend, you should not add the extending ledgers for the standard ledger groups and all those stuff. And also you should have the representative ledger and all other ledgers. So we need to set up according to our business requirement. So then we can able to proceed further on the ledgers things also. The possible errors is basically inconsistencies between the clear variant between your finance and controlling module, and also document splitting. So document splitting point of view, in case you already you are going for the implementation of Newgel, and especially for Newgel and document splitting point of view, then you can see these kind of errors also. So document splitting is active for company code RB07. Active profit center is, active profit center. That means we have activated the document splitting, but we have not activated the profit center account. That means we have not done the setup in the proper way. So this is the prerequisites for the document splitting. So that's the reason it is giving the message, because we did not touch this area as of now. So so all these possible issues we need to rectify before we go for the migration. And you can see a couple of other things also. Posting period variant is empty. So some of, if you not define the posting period variant, and then you can see this kind of errors. And the versions point of view also, you can see this is some of the errors. Version 0 for CO area 1010 is not assigned to the any ledger. That means which we need to assign this 0 version to the ledger which you are using for your company code. Then you cannot see these errors. So the setup which we have done for our company code in during our classes, so that setup need to be taken care. That's it. Then you will not see any kind of errors for the CO version. Okay, and other possible things also we can see, and versions point of view we can see, and so default ledgers for proof ledger rules we need to create in the same way which we discussed. So then you can avoid all these errors. You have not indicated parallel accounting GL. So in the currency setup we have a parallel accounting for the GL, the checkbox. That means if you are assigning multiple accounting principles for the ledger, so then you need to tick that button. If you are not ticking that button, then also it is a problem here. Okay, or so these are all the possible things which we, even the right way already shown during our classes that need to be set up. Then general ledger accounting setup with currencies or ledgers or fiscal year variant and controlling settings and CO version, we need to set up in such a way whatever we discussed in the classes. So then you will not see all these possible errors here. But if you not do the proper setup there, so then it will throw you all these errors, and finally unless you rectify these things, you cannot do migration. Even single error you can see here, so you cannot perform the migration there. Got it? So in the same way, this is we are doing for the general ledger accounting, and if then we can do the same thing for the migration for asset accounting. So asset accounting migration, the prerequisites for the migration which we need to take in care is basically all the prerequisites which we discussed in the last session. So your joint venture accounting and public sector accounting, funds management, there should not be any open request, and all those stuff should be taken care. Okay, and addition to that, okay, and we need to migrate the chart of depreciation here. So for example, I'm giving my chart of depreciation. So these are all, today the system is refreshed, so there is no data at all in the system. So that's the reason nothing is working here. It's all gone. Okay, so nothing is, but generally it will check. It will, once you migrated, then the migrate of chart optimization this execute, then it will show you. So basically whether it is you've done it properly or not, and all those things. It will display the migration log also. I think nothing is working because of there is no data in the system now. So completely whatever we created all gone, because yesterday they refreshed. There is no data at all for any company code now. So finally we need to check these things, and migration point of view, these things basically is not working because of there is no data in the system. So once we set up again, we can perform these things in the system. We will show you once again. Prepare for the new asset accounting, that the same prerequisites which we need to set up. So those things it will we need to take in care. Okay, same thing it will say here. Okay, we need to create asset accounting, install S4 Hana asset accounting, and all these things. There are a couple of things here when you go to the classic or something else. But generally, the major important things which I described in my session, so those should be taken care. All other things, when you go to the classic to new AA or new AA classic to directly, I mean new AA to S4 Hana or not, so that you need to take in care as a separate project. All those things need to be taken care separately. So that's why those things also I covered in that in the AA session. So that prerequisite setup, and also what are the other things which we have seen there. So prerequisites we have seen, and also we have seen when you go, I mean you are already there on the classic or you are not there on the classic, and directly you are going for new AA. And if you wanted to go for new AA, what are the setup is required? If you wanted to go for I mean without a new AA, for example, without a parallel ledger concept, if you wanted to go for, I mean, for example, I am on 4.7. Now I don't want to use fancy features of document splitting or whatever the usual concepts, but I wanted to go for S4 HANA. So the technical migration which we need to do the setup. So the technical migration only will adjust the tables at the backend, but you cannot get those functionalities which are getting on the usual functionalities, especially usual whatever the document splitting and all those stuff you will not get. So but only the technical migration is only do the adjustments in the backend. Okay, those things we are discussing here basically. And migrate chart of depreciation, and this we need to migrate the chart of depreciation. Once, I mean, if that data is there, it will shows if there is any errors or something, then it will shows. But the way which we need to create the chart of depreciation areas is looks same as we discussed in asset accounting. I think we have not covered the configuration there, but the same way we need to do the setup here. That's why if we covered there, then it will be easier to move on here. Okay, and perform additional manual activities, and finally we again here also we need to this one we need to check before the import activation of the parallel validation. So here again we need to have the checks, everything is looking perfect or not. Okay. For example, switch to new asset accounting cannot be activated. That means we have not activated the new AA here. That's what I'm saying. Yesterday basically what happened is somebody is I mean completely corrupted the system, so everything is gone, whatever the steps we have executed. That's why we are facing all these problems now. So we need to migrate. That's what first we need to go for the new AA, then we can able to proceed on S4 HANA migration. So if new AA is a mandate, I mean for the classic system, new AA is mandatory for S4 HANA. In case you are not there on new AA, so you must and should go for new AA first, then you can able to proceed on S4 HANA. That new AA, if you are already not there on new AA, you need to take it as a separate project. That we need to create a separate project. We need to migrate first to the new AA, then we can again we can proceed with S4 HANA migration further. Okay, that is a separate project we will create and we will do it. Okay, if you are already in new AA, there is no problem. You will not see any problems there. Switching to new asset accounting cannot be activated. That means there is a issues. Okay, and these checks we will do. Is there any issues? Then it will show you here, which we need to be rectified on all. And activate asset accounting new. So this we need to. I mean, this is a mandatory step. We need to activate new AA. In case you are on classic, you are on not new new asset accounting, you are on classic asset accounting. This is we need to take as a separate project. We need to implement that. Then we need to activate the new AA. Then only we can able to proceed on S4 HANA things. Otherwise, you cannot proceed. Okay. And adjustment for new AA. Adjustment parameters for the chart of depreciation. Yeah, is there any I mean adjustments point of view? Basically, for example, you are on the classic, you have not implemented a couple of things. For example, you don't have the dimension of your accounting principles and all those stuff. Okay, so those are all the things again we need to set up according to our to sync up with S4 HANA things. So we need to set up those things from the GL, and also those setup we need to do again here in the on AA side also. For example, additional accounting principles you want, and additional chart of depreciations or additional accounting principles, whatever you want, that we need to do again here if it is differ from your classic. Okay, anyway, there are a couple of rules and regulations which we need to be followed. Basically the currency setup which you are doing in the general ledger, and that need to be sync up here. For example, I maintain two currencies for my ledger for my accounting principle there. I have two accounting principles or one accounting principle, whatever. The same accounting principle, for example, you have two currencies maintained. Again, two times you need to maintain here your chart of depreciation. Then only you can able to proceed further. Is there any inconsistencies between your currency setup for your AA and GL? Also, you cannot proceed further. Those things we will discuss in detail during our AA session, AA configuration anyway, which we are missed today. Tomorrow we will discuss on that part. So those inconsistencies or those adjustments we need to do here, because they're all new on S4 HANA. So your accounting principles and all those dimensions are new. So according to that, again, we need to do the adjustments and we need to do the setup in the system. Okay, that is what we are doing here. Okay, but nothing is there data, so nothing will work, I don't think. Does not exist. So even our things also gone yesterday. If I say RB03, it's also not there. So these are all entire data is completely gone yesterday. I think somebody's done the mistake. So entire system is corrupted yesterday. So now so we do in this way. So once we done the complete things from the AA, then it will be a bit easy to discuss on all these points. And I'm not touching on the controlling because it is now if I touch this point, definitely it is completely gap for you, so you cannot understand anything here. So for the material ledger also what we are doing here. So after completing my top and the main subledger topics, then we will come to here and we will see the migration point of view also. I'm not touching these 2 points which we have not covered. Even this also we have not covered completely. So it's not comfortable for us to move on. But these things which we have already covered, I think you understand something there. And in the same way, for preparation for the migration for the house banks, same thing we need to take in here. I think we have seen this setup also, define number ranges for bank accounting technical IDs and define number ranges for change request. In the bank accounting management, the configuration side which I have shown there, we have seen these technical IDs and change request and number ranges on all those things there. So let me show you once again there. So those setup we are doing there. In the same way we need to, either you do there or here. The migration part of it, the pre-check which we need to take in care here. That's the same thing we are doing in the bank accounting management, the configuration which I have shown in the the configuration side. So those we are taking care here, which we need to be taken care here. Okay, that setup should be there. Okay, and the prepare migration for the financial document for trade finance, this is not applicable for us, and this is for trade finance. And prepare for activities for migration customizing for credit management, this is also FSCM, part of FSCM. I'm not touching on that. For migration for financial document for trade finance and activities for customer management, and this is a prerequisite which we need to be set up. That's why I'm taking care of all the sub modules first, which we need to be taken care. So then we'll see the migration, then we'll understand step by step things, and it will be very clear for you. So anyway, these two, whatever the topics which were not covered, those topics after that again we'll come back here and we will see the things here. And during the migration, what we need to do here, so that is explaining here. So this also I will not touch at this point of time. So we will see I mean, it is not comfortable us to understand if we go and execute all these steps now. So let us go step by step only. So we will see all the controlling perspective and also asset configuration, everything we will complete it. Then we'll come here and we'll do the data migration and all the stuff here. Then it will be on step by step. You can relate easily and you can understand also on top of it. It will be very easy for you both. But just I given a brief kind of thing. So whatever we have covered on, so whichever not covered, I'm not touching upon now. And document data migration. These are all the during the migration we will do this migration. I mean, this is the pre-setup which we'll do, and this here we will do the migration. That's data migration we will do here. Then after the migration we will perform something, and there are a couple of nodes which we need to be taken care, implement, and all those nodes pre-migration and post-migration. Couple of nodes are there. I capture all the information in my document. I will share you all those information also, and couple of other things which we are only in the real we are using in the real system. I will try to show you that, but not recording. I would just in the offline I will show you if it is fine for you, because basically those are all our confidential things which should not share basically, but I will try to share those things as well, because couple of things we cannot see here, couple of things we cannot I mean, what exactly we are doing inside that definitely we cannot see in the demo, but I will try to make more live, so I will show you those things as well in the offline. Okay, but I think this is not the right time to touch upon remaining parts. Basically if I touch upon, then definitely you will have a lot of I mean, it will definitely you will not digest all those things at this moment. Let's complete some of the other portions, then we will come back to the rest of the topics here. Okay, and all the information which I captured on addition to that, there are some valuable other documents which I can show you, I can share you, which I can share, and which are confidential things. I will try to give that information on the offline. Okay, so if you have any other discussion or questions, you can ask me now. So rest of the things we will see. We'll go by step. That is better, I think, according to me. And if you go by step, then it will be easier to understand also. Otherwise, you will be confused. But as of now, whatever we have seen, that the prerequisites setup, which we already covered those topics, I related there. So rest all also we will relate there, the prerequisite setup for migration. Then we will, during the migration also, what we need to do and all those things also we will see later after completing all these portions. Hello. Yeah, Nimula, I think
Yes.
I definitely I can say it is not it's not completed thing now, so we'll go just step by step, but just I covered whatever the topics we have covered, just I related there, but we will see end to end kind of thing. Just we'll wait for some time. Let me cover some of the topics, then we'll come back to that. What do you say? So is there, I mean, is it okay for you, or
For me, I mean, it's very early stage. Basically, we can, yeah, as you said, we can go through the other topics and come back to the migration. So, what about you, Nirmala?
But anyway, for the interview purpose, the migration also, I mean, what is the, I mean, they will ask you in the same way. So what are the setup you done for the pre-migration and the migration and after migration, and what are the nodes you implemented, what are the challenges you faced? Now, I mean, this we used to ask, I mean, in our regular things also. I'm also part of it, and couple of things, whatever we are doing in the pre-setup, if I do those mistakes, so what will happen? If I not do this, then what will happen? So these things we will try to check, and the templates which we are using in the real time, those things also I will share you, and that's what, those are all the confidential information also I'll share you, but in the offline I will share you. Okay, and those things again, it's a completely only project specific kind of thing, so that's why I'm not sharing now. So those end of the session I will try to show you in the system. I'll try to in the real time templates which we are using and all those things I will share you. Okay, but not now. Even if you share also now, you will not understand all those things, how we are preparing the templates, what we need to take in care, and how we are I mean, there are a couple of things, so we will discuss later on it. Okay, but the only pre-setup point of view, whatever the topics I covered are related there. In the same way we will do for the rest of the things also. Then during the migration, what we will do, and after migration nodes, after node, I mean, implementing whatever which are the important nodes, and that's what the possible errors point of view, whatever the challenges we faced and all those stuff also. Couple of things also I will share you in the by preparing one document. So I think those areas and people will touch upon. So before and after and during. So what you did and what you returned and what kind of errors you faced and what, these are all the things checks you will have. But you prepare your mind in the same way. I think here also you can say two things. One, sometimes you will be not part of it. So you will have the people, different people from the migration as well. Sometimes you'll be part of it, sometimes you'll not be part of it. Okay, you may I mean, if you understand clearly, so you can, if you can see, once we covered, you can say it, okay, I done it, and but now you say that the migration is, there is a separate team or whatever, you can say that you are part of build or core activities or whatever. So in that way we can manage. So because everything, definitely you will not do all the things in real time also. But once you covered, you can confidently, you can say whatever the topics I will cover, I will share you everything there, so you can then confidently say that I done everything also there. Nirmal, is that fine, or do you have any discussion here? Please go ahead.
No, I think it's okay. We can.
Yeah, Preeti is okay for you, right? Okay. So Nirmal, about you have any support needed or any other additional information, or you want anything you can share with you can go ahead and talk. So now I think is a very, I mean, that's what you wanted to go little early and attend the session interviews. But that point of time, whatever we covered, just you can say on that point. So remaining,
I think Nirmala has dropped. Seems like.
okay. Okay, I think she have some problem or something. Okay.
I don't know. She's not there.
Okay, I think she's there's a voice issue or something. Yeah, Nirmal, I think she's back
Hello?
now. Hi, Nirmal, I think you're able to hear him.
I was like trying to talk, but you are not able to hear me. Okay.
I think so. Maybe there is a problem again, voice issue.
I had to exit and then come back. Then it's working. Okay. I was asking you, like, whether you have used LSMW to load again the cost elements and assets, all this stuff.
No.
I think they use APIs.
That's what we are using. Preeti, you are saying something?
I think with the S4 Hana, they have APIs to do that,
Yes.
right?
Yes. I will show you. I will keep one session for that APIs, and there are some couple of things developed by SAP. But in the initial versions, LSMW also it used to work. But generally, we are not using that.
Okay, in 1503, it used to work, right?
It used to work.
Okay.
But now, still it is working, but nobody is using that. So there is a separate. It will take 1 hour time. So I will show you those things. I think Preeti already knows something, but the new migration things, the data migration point of view, what we are doing, what exactly we are doing, those things also we will see. That will
I don't
take
know
1
how
hour.
to use it. I just heard of it, that I just know that they are using APIs.
I will show you. I will show you
completely. I want to learn it. Yes. Okay.
I'll show you completely in the system. So what exactly we are following in the latest things, whatever they developed for the migration, data migration. So those things also we will see in one session. That will take at least 1 hour time. So let's do that as well. But that is a data migration point of view. System migration point of view, these are all the steps, basically pre-migration, migration, after migration, the nodes which we are taking care of before and after migration, which we need to take care, And also before pre-migration, for example, I mean, if you go to the interview, people will expect all these things. And the classic, so I have something on AA, something is not there on AA. When you go to the S4 Hana, those things are new dimensions are coming in. How I done the setup, how I sync up those things, and what are the things I was taking care in the pre-setup, and what are the checks I did. So those things, I mean, definitely, if you've done all the things, definitely you will be able to answer all those things. So that's the reason, I mean, we need to prepare in mind in such a way. So okay, pre-migration and during migration also sometimes the major issues where we will face, that also we need to take in care. And after migration, what we are doing, and couple of things also changing continuously. And you can say in the your part of initial versions or you're not part of initial versions, I'll tell you the delta things also, where some of the differences are. But migration point of view, system migration point of view, we cannot see much differences. But as I mean, for example, the new version, you have not implemented something in the new version, and the 1709 you are going for the subsequent document splitting and all those stuff. There are a couple of things which we need to be taken care. Otherwise, people will try to confuse you there. So those things, let's cover those sessions. I have not covered those sessions, subsequent document splitting, which he has added in the newly in the things. I mean, in the new version. So those things also we will once we cover then. And what, but majorly thing is this these three parts we need to understand what we exactly we are doing in the pre-setup, what we exactly we are doing in during the migration, what we exactly doing after migration. Definitely in real time, so many things are coming, so many issues, so many nodes we are raising, so many ways. I mean, we are approaching SAP, and in the initial version we did face a lot of issues, and during the migration also we used to get support from SAP, and some of the things did not work and some of the things used to work, and 1610 now it is working because of they done so many things. Those information we will go one by one. And during our sessions also I will share you some of the information, and after the session during the after migration I will try to share all those information by sharing those documents, and couple of which is not possible also and the offline, but I'll not record it, but we will see the real templates which we are using and all those stuff. And the data migration which are using the new things, that also I will keep the one session for that.
Okay.
But I can cover, I mean, I understood that your Nivala, basically you are going to be attend the interview, that this information is required for you, but at the same time half of the information is always dangerous. So that's why I don't
Yeah.
want to be confused now. Because they will confuse more there. So because we did not touch upon other parts now, even asset accounting also we have not seen the complete configuration and into things. But just we are touching upon the points. But let us see the pre-setup, because whatever GL point of view we covered, definitely we will answer that only up to pre-migration. Okay.
Okay.
But rest of the things definitely you cannot do justification now if you go now. So then what you can do is, in case you attend the interview now itself, what you can do is you say that I'm not part of migration. We have a different team for migration. That is possible. Okay, different team for the migration, but I am working on only build perspective. I'm part of build or I'm part of testing, whatever. So whatever the areas we covered, say that I'm part of this GL or yeah, whatever the topics we covered, asset accounting and all this stuff. I did build, and we have not implemented controlling part. You can say that is possible for one of our client. We have not implemented just, but as it is a mandatory kind of things from controlling end. We need, for example, for ML, material ledger, we must and should activate it. So those things will be taken care, but you need not to have go into the detail. Some of the projects which is mandatory things, so unless you do it, you cannot go for S4 HANA things. So that's the reason, for example, even controlling perspective also, we are not using ML, but we are activating it. So in some of the projects, basically, for example, we have implemented a couple of automobile, we are doing end-to-end kind of things. They are costing and also finance and everything. But if you are only with comfortable with finance, or initially you can say in the same way also, we are only implementing finance, we are not implementing the controlling modules. So ML and the Coupa things and all those things you can skip there. So that is also possible. Some of the projects only going live on, but mandatory things will be there. So they will ask that, okay, you are okay, not you are not going for ML and all those stuff, but inventory, actually inventory valuation or whatever. But you are implementing. You are saying that you are implemented finance modules. So did you activate or not? You said okay, it is mandatory. As it is mandatory, we have activated it, but we have only used the system only for finance perspective. So your GL, AR, AP, and asset, that is enough for you. So asset, whatever the topics I'm going to be covered in the tomorrow or day after tomorrow, that is more than sufficient. And you say that migration I was not involved, but only part of build I did these activities. Part of so build whatever we are doing in the demo system, same thing we will do there. Okay, and testing also the front end whatever we are executing in end-to-end cycle. So the same thing we are doing in the testing part. The different phases, so different things we are doing, but whatever we are doing, the same thing we are doing there. But according to their business requirement, if I need the two chart of depreciation areas and chart of depreciation or two depreciation areas and two currencies I wanted to report. So the same way I need to do the setup. So same thing we are understanding here, basically how we need to do the setup, what are the things we need to take in care, what are the new things are coming in, what are the things are moving out, and all these things. So if you say somebody is part of build, so they knows only those things. Somebody is part of testing, so they knows the build testing only these activities. Somebody is part of only complete end-to-end migration, they will knows the migration things also. But as we are involving in multiple projects, multiple things, we knows everything. But I mean, we are using have everything information now. But only the thing is, but for initially you in your phase, I can say that you don't say that you've done everything. Say only that I'm not part of this, I'm only part of this. My activities are this only. I did only this. For example, we have a couple of people in the project. So we have 10 people in the team. We kept some of the guys on the build activities, some of the people on only testing activities. So at the high end we will be there, but those people will be only taken care of only those activities. That is also possible. They are part of the project, but they don't know the end to end. And they'll, I mean, we are continuously giving the sessions and we are teaching them and all those things, but some of the people will be, I mean, the real things only they will do only couple of areas only, not all the areas. But which I am going to be shared everything will, I mean, end of the course and you will be perfect in all the areas. You end of the course, you confidently you can put your share, I mean, show your resume. I will tell you how to show up the things under your profile also, and how to prepare in okay, how the people will come with the questions in the different areas in the different angles. Those things also I will prepare the questionnaire for the interview, so that I will share with you, so that will be helpful for you. You can go in any angle they come and you can shoot up them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So that is what we will do. So let's go step by step only. Let's do it. It will takes time, and definitely this week also we will see only set accounting things, and we'll go slowly. And the controlling perspective, I'm telling you, basically most of the people doesn't know the classic itself. So that is also, I mean, I'll try to give you the brief if you don't have the knowledge into those basic the classic things also. Let's go on top of on it, because you'll have a lot of advantages there also. So where there are less people, definitely will have more demand. The inputs which I'm going to be giving more than sufficient. I think most of the people will not come across all those things. But that's what, when you have an opportunity to work on multiple projects, then only it is possible to come across all the things. Otherwise it is very difficult. If you work on single project, definitely you will not come across all the things. Okay, we
You
are
start
basically,
doing the same thing.
but yeah, but we will see, we'll share you, try to share you all the information, and that is more than enough for you to show up, and how to show up the resume, how to prepare the way to answer all these things also we will see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to share the document, Daya, which you are showing us?
Sure, I'll share you.
Okay, thank you.
Share you, and some of the templates also I will share you. Definitely I will show you all those things also, which we are using in the real time. But those things also we will do on the offline. And some real-time system also I have, but I don't know whether, because this is that my system, whether I can share it or not, I don't know. But I'll do share it, but be confidential, and that I will show you in the offline only.
Okay,
Offline,
no problem.
okay. Because
Okay.
some of the things we cannot definitely is a
Yeah,
demo
because
have
they record. I know they record it. Yeah, I know.
record it. So because those are all confidential information of the client end. So anyway, we have a sandbox in the real-time sandbox also. I'll, but I don't know whether it can be shared in. I mean, there are any restrictions to share or not, because those are real-time system. Maybe I will check. We will check in case if there is no possibility. Also, some of the templates definitely we can share. I can share it. But system point of
We are
view,
not going to post anywhere. That assurance we could give, like load anywhere.
yeah. Anyway, you'll not have access for that. Okay. But only the thing is, the sharing option are real-time servers. Basically, the real-time system. Basically, the servers
You
will.
can't share. Probably you need to share your screen, and then you could, when
That's
you
what
were
it is.
going through, then we could just see that's it.
The
Not more
templates
than
point of view, I can the templates which we are using, for example, preparation and migration and all those stuff.
that.
So that I
Yes.
can share with you. That is not a problem.
Okay.
Okay. But wherever some logos and all those things, the company specific things are there, right? So we prepared in templates also in such a way. So those things basically I will show you, those also I will share you in the offline. So
Okay. No
then
problem.
you'll, I mean, I will try to give the maximum live information, whatever
We
we
are
are
not
doing.
going to like
Sure.
we are not going to share with anyone or post anyone on
Yeah, yeah.
for the net.
That is a problem basically. So because all the real things, even client will all the same. Will I think you knows
No, no,
you knows
I
you need to
understand
sign that.
how much risk you are taking. I know, I
Yes, even
understand how
I
much
am not.
risk you are
I'm making it is very confidential. The client information also. Just I share with you, but I never talk about the clients also because it is very confidential for us. Okay. So anyway, we will see
No,
all.
we won't share there. If you share with us, we will be. It'd be okay.
Okay,
taking.
fine. Fine, Priti. So we will continue because I will lose complete data. I need to set up the data completely now. So if you see our RB03 or RB05, nothing is working now because
Is there any way we can get access to this system, what you are using, 1709, instead of that the one 1603 where we don't have any data?
1610 also basically if I mean the only difference you will see to this here to there, the new functionalities which I did not touch upon basically, or subsequent document splitting and couple of other things, uh, those things will not work, but rest of the things will work on the 1610 as well, the same. But only the problem you are getting there is there is no data because they refreshed it in today. This system also refreshed, is the same thing. It is happening for me also now. In
Okay.
1709 there is no data at all now. In all RB03, RB05, whatever we created from the beginning, everything is gone now. I set up day before yesterday all the setup for the SAT accounting. It took almost a lot of time for me. I set up so many scenarios and so many things. And yesterday night this guy was called up me, this vendor, the same vendor which I am using, 1709. Sir, we have already lost the data, so please sorry for the inconvenience. But it is very painful for us to create again the data. It is taking a lot of time. Also, again, the office work and again come back and doing all these setup. That's why
I know.
I asked him to give me a separate server, but he's asking me 2.5 lakhs. So 2.5 lakhs is
Yeah,
only
it
for
is too
server.
much.
It's too much, and they are charging
Yeah.
3,000 per month per candidate. The latest things again that they are demanding more. This is happening basically, and separate server is again bit difficult, and if you use a common server, this is a problem. Somebody has done the mess up yesterday, so completely everything is gone, and again they refreshed. The system is completely corrupted, and again they refresh the data and everything is gone. Now it is an empty system.
Oh God.
That's what. So it is happening in the, I mean, the 1610 also it was happened. So that's why I did not use that system. So that's why I asked him to don't give this to anyone, but for them it is a business, so they must should again allow other people also. So some new people came, they completely corrupted it. So last I mean 2-3 weeks whatever we done, and everything is gone. So a lot of things I did for even A also I to show up. But anyway, I will try to do everything by tomorrow class 7:30. So So I will build a system today completely. Again, we will go ahead with the things for AA, and slowly we will go. Not to hurry, and that's what. If you really, I mean, it is urgent for you and attend the interview, just say that whatever the topics we have not covered, uh, tell that I'm not part of migration, I'm not part of controlling and other things. I was only part of build and testing activities for GL and ARAP and asset. That's it. You
Okay,
can say
thank
that.
you. Yeah, okay.
That you can do this activities.
They haven't scheduled the date yet. Like, see, like, the like they're
Anyway,
just
that
a
is
lot.
not at all. That's not at all
Yeah, I
problem.
know.
When
Like,
we have, yeah, that is not at all problem. In case they do also, but go in this way. So tell them that I have not part of all these activities. For controlling, we have a different people, and for migration, we have a different people. I was part of only build and testing for asset and GL and ARAP. That's it.
yeah.
So I built some of the BPs, and I built GL part currency setup and all these things we have done, and the GL master data creation. So those is enough. So I think we are looking for the people who, at least we are expecting these things. We are not finding the people in our organization. So
Yeah,
we
but
are
you know, like
recruiting.
here in US, they want one person to do everything. That's how nowadays the clients are.
I know it. I know it. Basically, we are there in US also. So I am not telling my company name, but we
Yeah.
are in very. Our organization is a very big. And I can say in the consulting, they are the number one in the market.
Yeah, horrible. Like even the end clients became like that. It's not just the consulting companies like Infosys,
Okay.
Accenture, Deloitte expecting. Even the end client these days, like they came to know that okay, if it Indians means okay, they will do multiple things and okay, they'll
Yeah.
expect a lot
So
actually.
I think this expectation is changed from a couple of years back. I
Yeah,
mean, if you know something, then it is great. If you know only FI, this is great. But nowadays, it is not like that. That people are expecting the multiple expertise in multiple modules and multiple things. So because they wanted to utilize wherever they have a requirement, kind of. So
yeah.
even we are also, and every company is looking for in the same way nowadays, especially because you will be always, they will be always safe for side for the billing perspective, wherever you will be fit, and they will try to utilize it. So
No,
that is
even
a
full
main
time
reason.
also it became like that. Even full time end clients, the scenarios became like that. Like 4 5 years
Uh,
back, like
true,
yeah,
true,
it's a
true,
white. They'll say, okay, I know only casting. That's it,
true.
and they will hire them. But
True.
if it's like an Indian, then they will like ask you to take care of everything
Yes, yes. That's happening,
because they
guys.
know
And
you could even figure it out and do it.
true, true, true. So, especially for consulting, I mean, SAP point of view, we can see, if we can say, and the 80% is from Indians only. 80%
Yeah,
people are from India. And I
yeah.
can say the more from again Hyderabad only, where
I
we
know.
have a more knowledge transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the seniors people in IBM or Accenture or whatever, the Deloitte and all the
I know
companies
it's like
is
these are the two people will say here like okay you should know if you're in SAP means you should know it ABAP and Telugu these two are the languages you should know.
true. Even sometime, some point of time in Germany, or I was in Germany, or sometimes in
Like
when
we were a team of 4 members and after they hired me they get rid of all the 3. Imagine.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And I end up doing all other work, all of this
Oh,
work. If it
okay.
was a white, they don't accept, right? That
True, true. Priti, you're basically from India, or
Yeah, I'm actually originally from India, but I've been here for a long time, and I actually grew up here also.
oh, okay,
So,
okay, okay. So, so
so
basically, the
yeah,
part
I
of,
lived in
okay,
um,
you'll visit
my
sometimes. I will come back. I mean, sometimes you'll visit India, and again,
I
you have
have been
grandparents or
um,
someone here.
my parents has my actually my parents were here. When
It's 22 hours.
sorry, it was my laptop. Um,
Okay,
but in high school, my parents actually moved back when I was in high
okay,
school, and
okay.
then they're there in India, Delhi.
Oh, okay. They
oh
are from
okay.
Uh,
India.
But I have been here for a long time.
Almost, I
Yeah,
think.
you came here as a kid then.
Okay.
I came here as a kid, but we moved back in high school, and then I finished my bachelor's and my master's in India and
Okay.
in Delhi,
Oh,
and then I came back in 2001 after I got married. After that,
Okay.
oh,
so
oh God.
Okay.
so it's been I've always been here most of my life. So
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So almost. Okay.
yeah, almost half my life, more than half my life.
More than okay.
Yeah,
US, Indo-US, then it's almost so
yeah,
fine.
American Indian.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah. So
That's why I
anyway,
think you
this
were here as a kid, right, Preeti? That's why your accent has changed.
yeah,
If you
Yeah,
come,
maybe
if
it's
because
you
of that.
no, yeah, if you come as a kid, like before 16 years, then accent change, because your nerves on the tongue, yeah, because of those, the accent changes. Whereas, like when you come as an elder, unless you try to fake it, the original accent it won't change. You still have
yes,
your mother tongue flavor because after the age of 16, the nerves like they'll be like stagnant. They don't go. They don't twist the way. They
okay,
don't,
yeah, yeah.
like only kids will have that.
Yes,
The
5 years,
thing.
6 years, continuously, 10 years will be there, and definitely that will be
No,
uh,
yeah, if they
very good.
come as a kid, like before 16, in a year also it will just change. In 3 months it will change.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, but for us, like as an elders, if you come here, how long you stay here, you still have your mother tongue
Yeah,
flavor.
yeah, that and especially for us, I think again, the regional languages definitely it will influence. So that will be
Yeah.
not again definitely
My
have
son speaks like
accent. Yes.
very good Telugu,
Yeah.
but his English is totally different.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like people will be shocked, like they see, okay, like he might be just came from India, but like no, he's here from a toddler, right? But his English is totally different, and his Telugu
Oh,
is like how I speak Telugu.
oh. So and we are also recruiting people on S4 HANA. You share your profile so that I will try to push in my. I mean, I have a relation in other companies as well.
But you will like it will be traveling, right? It will be travel. Like right now, I am looking in Atlanta. That's the only constraint for me. I have to see like whether I am
Okay,
open to travel.
okay.
That's the only
So
constraint.
Yeah, and I'm in Dallas area, so I am only want to be in Dallas. I don't want to travel either. So,
okay. So I think we have a locations across all the locations in the US as well. But let me check. But I will once I will upload, then definitely there you will get a call. Maybe if the location constraints or something will tell. I mean, if there is no branch, then definitely it's a problem. But if there is a definitely, I think we have spread it across the globe and we have spread it across the US as well. But
Yeah.
I'll
first,
try to upload. I'll try to push
yeah,
your profile also once we've done the course, especially for you. But I am not doing it for any other people like you. But because we are less team and I have more interaction kind of. And, so that, I'll try to push in my company, and I will
yeah.
maybe once we done the entire course. And now also, if you wanted to attend this one, it is more. It's not that comfortable to attend the session, and also if you go with the full knowledge, then it will be good for you as well as for the
I
project.
think knowledge is important, right? First, we have to learn it properly because during the transition.
Let's go with step by step only. At the end of the course, and I will give you all those things also. Then let me push also the same profiles I will upload into my internal things. So let's see
Mm-hmm.
how it will be work.
So there, what
Um,
are what is um the rate the hourly rate for S4 HANA generally like a range in US right now?
it have very good demand, and on S4 HANA, and again, I mean, in S4 HANA itself have a lot of demand across the globe, not only in US. Across the globe, we have a lot of demand, and the hourly rate exactly, I'm not sure on that. But definitely, if you see with any other skill set other than SAP and in SAP also,
Right.
again the finance things are on top rating you are getting.
Preeti, like I have started, right? Like looking in
Yeah.
Atlanta only. But what I observed is like if you are okay to travel, people are ready to pay 115, 120 plus expenses. But the moment you say, okay, I'm looking only in Atlanta, like especially the cities
Yeah.
like Atlanta, Dallas, where there is more Indian community established, it's hard to get above 100 probably.
Okay.
Because the moment you
But
Well,
say, okay, I want,
you
yeah,
know,
that's,
because there are not too many S4 HANA people also. So
yes.
in the market right now. So that's also one thing.
but
There,
they will
I
like
can
some
say even
internally
I can,
people are like trying to fill it up, like if they know somebody, right, like how it works. Like
but I
some
can
people
say
are doing
very
that.
you can see hardly see the people, and if you see the people also they are working, they are stuck with the initial versions only. I
Yeah,
mean,
one
people
size
are
fits
not
all.
getting opportunity to work on the latest versions and all. So
Mm-hmm.
these inputs, which were, I mean, definitely you'll have a lot of advantages. And first of all, there are very less people. And second thing is the latest versions. Again, you can see hardly people on the latest things. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of advantage. Again, here also things from finance and controlling, and only for finance, and also this cash management and all those stuff. Also, you can differentiate your profile, so you can go into that area and this area, whatever. But all the things we cannot show up. But one project will give opportunity to work on one area, and other project will give opportunity. For example, there is no manufacturing process, you cannot show up the much things and the controlling. So when you there is a manufacturing process, again you show up these things as well. And some people will I mean, I can say that from ISC and also from cash management and all the stuff. So sometimes people will implement all the FSM areas. So there also you can differentiate your profile. So now you can, I will cover those areas also which are coming upon on the credit management perspective. What are the changes coming? You can show up what other things are not coming. If you already have a knowledge into the basic things, the classic things, and on top of it, you can differentiate your the resume profile for that side also. So these are all the three, four areas which we can show up our profile, and we can differentiate our profile. First of all, there is the straightforward things itself. There are very less people. So definitely, US have a lot of demand now. Not only US, across the globe. And coming days, I mean, SAP is already given a target, a date for everyone by 2025. You must ensure go and migrate for S4 HANA. If
Right.
you will not migrate, then they will not support. So they are
And there'll
stopping the
be so
support for the
many.
classic things.
So that's what I've heard. There'll be so many migration projects, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So migration is also, I mean, migration is part of the project. So anyway, migration projects are there, and whatever you, if you are
But at least
comfortable with it,
minimum
show up your
one
profile
project
in
will
this
take
way.
minimum 9 to 10 months, at least a year, right? Then at least like see so
Yes,
many
minimum eight
people they
months.
need. Yeah.
Yeah, if it is a
Yeah.
big project, and definitely we will have a lot of challenges, and sometimes it will be delayed, and the timelines will be not reached, and sometimes the top target timelines will be reached also. Some projects will go on almost 2 years also, and also some things will be again delta to delta. So if some of the projects we started in the last year, almost we have completed now 10 months time, so still it is going on. It will take one more year also, because we have created a template now, implemented
Mm-hmm.
for the pilot project kind of thing. We have implemented for one country. Now we are going for the same template. We are going to be implemented for rest of the countries, which will take again for one more year. So these are the big projects, and small projects also, which will take minimum to minimum 8 months time. Some of the projects only for migration, the delta things, that will take 2-3 months, and only delta things, delta to delta. You can say that you are part of any time if you are comfortable in couple of things from the. So you can show up your profile in different ways. Either you can show up in the long-term projects, you are only into the build team, or sometimes you can show up in the testing part of, and sometimes you can show up as a migration experience, and the experience also in the different areas you can show up. That is anyway. That is what exactly we are doing in the real time also, right? So initially put something, and then you can add up something else, or once you go to the real time, and then you can add up a couple of other things as well. That will be good. I mean, you will get an opportunity, then you can add up more things there, because you will see once you get the system, you will see multiple things there. So fine. If there is no other questions, then we will wind up today, and we will see tomorrow. We'll continue the same with the same session. Asset accounting only configuration. I'll show you. I mean, I prepared a document in the initial session, whatever we did for asset account. I mean, general ledger configuration document. What are the changes coming in? I will highlight there. What are the changes are not coming in? I will not highlight there. And anyway, all the setup we need to do, and the classic whatever we are doing also we need to do. So but those things, I mean, I prepared one document for config, and I prepared the couple of scenarios for the Excel. In the same way we will go tomorrow. We will see the configuration tomorrow, and it will take 2 more days definitely. So let's do tomorrow and after tomorrow asset accounting only.
Okay.
So 2 hours might be, whether it is 2 hours or 1.5 hours. If it is comfortable for you, we will continue continuously, because I wanted to give a lot of information. I mean, something we can see in the system, something we need to discuss more there. So let's take as much as possible time tomorrow. So 2 hours, if it is okay for you, I will take 2 hours tomorrow and after tomorrow. Let's discuss more on the asset accounting, which is one of the important and interesting area. And that's what we can show up the core areas also. So that's the reason. Let's do maximum discussion there, and also we'll see all the things after tomorrow. Priti, you have any both of you have any problem to attend the 2 hours tomorrow and after tomorrow?
Oh,
I am okay, but I don't know Preeti.
can we do 1.5 at least?
Okay, let's do it 1.5 hours at least.
Let's do 1.5. That's better, because I mean tomorrow again is working day, and then it's gonna I come home late.
Fine,
Gets
then
really
at least
bad.
we'll do 1.5 hours time. I'll start to, little quickly, so I will prepare all the things. I don't think we'll have problems tomorrow, but today little, I mean, system problem, and also that guy was completely refreshed again. That also making us to not proceed today. So anyway, I will do the setup once again, and both the systems. So you can use that system, and you wanted to use my system, you don't have. Only 2 people are there. Just spend a time. I'll give 4 hours to the Preeti. You can use my system, and 4 hours you can use Nirmala. So that's enough. So I will use rest of the time.
Okay. Okay.
That is also okay. And 1610 also, what I can do is 1610 also they refreshed it. Now both the systems are equal now. So I need to do the setup for 1610 as well. So that system also I will do the setup, and this system also I will do the setup. If in case you will somebody is already there and you try to log in into the other system and do that, but same setup I will do, same company code, same setup, same transactions I will post. I think everything you'll get in the both in the same way. But the end topics, the latest things what are coming on, especially on 1709 and the subsequent account splitting things, that we will see the end. Okay, that's why you will not, it will not stop you to I mean access both of the things, because I'm going to be anyway the new things I'm completely from scratch. I'm going to be build up both the systems. I think that's fine for you. So in case still you have a doubt, I mean, if you like to use my system also, that's fine. But once Preeti is login and you cannot log in. Not once Nimrod is login, I mean, I cannot log in. Like that, I mean, we can share the time you need to 4 hours, 4 hours, or 4 hours. Or somebody is login, and I think we need not again login. That is the only problem. Otherwise, we can use my system only. My system, the same password I'm using. You can use the same password, same ID and password. At the rate 05 is there, right? So at the rate 04 you can use it. That's it.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Fine, then let's connect tomorrow. So I will start little early only tomorrow, and let's continue for at least 1.5 hours tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks both.
Have a nice
Thanks a lot.
Okay, bye bye.
Say bye.
Bye.